1, 2, 3, action!
Hello everyone, my name is Albert Einstein from the 1800s, and if you're wondering why I'm here, well, I made a little time machine.
What?
Travel in time. And today, I'm gonna tell you about the story of my life. So, I was born on March 14, 1879 in Ulm, Germany. Both Hermann Einstein and Pauline Einstein are my beloved parents. I also have a little sister that I adore, named Maria Einstein. I had a normal childhood, except for the fact that I learned to speak at a late age. I was a quiet and distant child that showed an extraordinary interest in science. I like to play the violin, and I also like sailing, but I'm not very good at it. When I was 9 years old, I went to Little Nursing School in Munich, but I did not like the education that I took, which is advanced primary and secondary school. In addition, I did not get along with my form master. So, in 1894, I left this school without a degree and joined my family in Italy. After I received my diploma, I then applied without any success at the Polytechnic School and other universities. In 1902, which is perhaps the lowest point of my life, I couldn't marry the woman I loved, the love of my life, and I couldn't support a family without a job. My father's business went bankrupt, which made everything worse. Desperate and unemployed, I took lowly jobs such as tutoring children, but I was fired too. The turning point came later that year when my father's lifelong friend, Marcel Grossman, was able to recommend me as a clerk in the Swiss Patron's office in Bern. After things started to get better, my father suddenly became seriously ill. Before he died, he gave his blessing for me to marry. For years, I would experience enormous sadness, remembering that my father died, thinking of me as a failure. With a small but steady income for the first time, I felt confident enough to marry Mary, which I did. On January 6, 1903. I had 3 children with her, Liza Einstein, Edward Einstein, and Hans Albert Einstein. Sadly, in 1919, my marriage fell apart. I divorced with Mary. 3.5 months later, I married my cousin, also a winter. Even during my fame, things were falling apart once again. My son Edward was diagnosed with schizophrenia and suffered a mental breakdown in 1930. My close friend, Charis Paul Ehrenfest, who helped in the development of general relativity, committed suicide in 1933. To make things worse, my beloved wife, Elsa, died in 1933. During 1905, I published 4 papers about the theory of special relativity, E equals to mc squared, each of which would alter the course of modern physics. I became famous after my 1905 papers received the attention of probably the most influential psychist of my generation, Max Planck, the founder of the quantum theory. In 1915, I completed my general theory of relativity, which previously had a crucial part. In 1921, I began the first of several world tours visiting the United States, England, Japan, and France. In 1932, I decided to leave Germany because a Nazi organization was after my life. I settled at a newly formed institute for advanced studies at Princeton, New Jersey, which became a mecca for psychists from around the world. Now, I am widely acknowledged as one of the greatest psychists of all time. So thank you for listening to my story, and if you don't mind, I'll be heading back now. Goodbye.